Welcome to my channel. If you love your true crime dark, a little messy, and proudly queer, you're in the right place. And while you're here, be a dear. Hit that like and subscribe button, and share it with someone who also lives for the drama. This is LGBT. Let's get back to talking. I'm Niko. Some names live in history because they dazzled the world with brilliance. Others, because they horrified it. Well, some manage to do both. Today we descend into a man whose name has become a byword for cruelty, obsession, and the darkest corners of desire. A man who made philosophy from pain, and who made chaos his playground. His name was Donation Alphonse Francois. I am so sorry. I'm going to try my hardest to pronounce this as properly as possible. It's French. I'm not good at French. I don't hear French hardly ever in my life, so I really am sorry. But history remembers him as the Marquis de Sade. Paris, 1740. A city of wealth, glitter, and decadence. A young boy named Donation is born into privilege, the opulence of his family a shield and a temptation. Marble halls, servants scurrying through corridors, the smell of candles, fine wine, and parchment. He's educated in classical literature, philosophy, and the understanding that rules rarely apply to him. Even as a kid, he is curious, observant. He watches people as if they were pieces on a chessboard, and he is already planning the moves. By his 20s, Donation's obsessions are in motion. Candlelight flickers across velvet walls as mass figures twist in a clandestine dance. Gasps, pleasures, and pain are indistinguishable. Servants watch from the shadows, terrified or complicit. One night, in a private chamber lined with mirrors, he experiments with domination. A servant resists. He forces obedience, observing their reactions as if conducting a cruel experiment. Outside, however, Paris sleeps unaware, while inside, a young aristocrat carves the philosophy that will define his legacy and his infamy. Imagine a gilded room in Paris. Velvet curtains sway, mirrors reflect flickering candlelight into faces hidden by masks. Whispers, more gasps. A servant hesitates at the threshold. The Marquis watches from the shadows, every reaction a calculation, every movement a test. Pleasure and fear intertwine like serpents coiled tight. A figure resists, too boldly. His hand, a command. The air thickens. The room holds its collective breath, suspended between terror and fascination. And in the heart of it all, the Marquis smiles quietly, a predator in his natural habitat. The law eventually catches up. Bastille, Vincennes, Charenton. Imagine the cold stone walls pressing in, the damp that seeps into bones, and chains that bite into wrists. Picture it. The Bastille. Guards patrol lazily. De Sade moves like a shadow, carefully, deliberate. A lock clicks under his trembling fingers. The chain falls away. Silence. Then a door cracks. Footsteps approach. His heart pounds, each beat louder than the last. A whisper to a fellow inmate. Bribed keys. a corridor of darkness ahead. He slips through, pressed against walls, breath shallow, every nerve electric. Outside, moonlight catches on cobblestones. Freedom tastes like iron and fear. And Paris? It's just beginning to tremble. Behind the philosophy, behind the decadent parties, there are real people. Women coerced, servants trapped, lives irreparably altered. Imagine a girl in his chamber, pleading, trembling, heart pounding, candlelight reflecting terror in her eyes. He watches, fascinated by the fear he invokes, treating her responses as data in a cruel experiment. We rarely know their names, but their fear is documented in letters, court records, and whispers that survive centuries. Their suffering is the shadow of his brilliance, the human cost of obsession run amok. Narcissistic, antisocial, obsessive. De Sade is driven by a compulsion to dominate, to test boundaries, to live on the knife edge of pleasure and cruelty. Every act of transgression is an experiment. Every scandal, every imprisonment, every whispered rumor, a brick in the construction of his identity. His mind is as dangerous as his hands, and the echoes of his philosophy linger long after his death. Alone in his cell, candles sputtering, he writes, every sentence a manifesto. He reads aloud softly. Nature is indifferent to our morality. Pleasure, pain, they are the same. And yes, Marquis de Sade is the reason for the term sadist. The word sadism and sadist were derived from the French nobleman, writer, and philosopher Marquis de Sade. Outside, guards pass, oblivious. He folds the letter carefully, sealing it with wax. Each word, a challenge to the world beyond the walls. Each thought, a shadow creeping through Parisian salons into the minds of those who never forget his name. The Marquis de Sade was not merely a monster. He was a mirror, a reflection of the darkness that exists in the human heart when intellect, power, and desire collide. Stories like his are grotesque. They are uncomfortable. They are human. And by talking about them, we honor the victims, confront obsession, and remind ourselves how fragile morality really can be. He is gone, but the echoes of his chaos, they linger, and they always will. You've been listening to LGBT. Let's get back to talking. I'm Niko, your host, your narrator, your slightly too interested gay best friend with a microphone. Every week, we dig into queer lives brushed out of the margins, the victims, the villains, and the beautifully complicated ones who live in between. If you like tonight's story, go ahead and follow, subscribe, leave a review, or whisper sweet nothings into the darkness. I hear everything. Until next time, pour a drink, take a breath. Let's get back to talking.